Hi, I'm Scott. Welcome to Synth Stuff. A couple of months ago, I posted a video about playing live and what you need and should consider in order to do that. I'll put a link to it up here somewhere. At that time, I talked about the ultimate support stand that I got, which I have my Roland Phantom O and a controller on top of right now. And the other couple pieces of the puzzle have just arrived for some live work that I'm going to be doing soon. And I thought I would share because I just got a Sweetwater delivery. So let's have a look and see what I got. Of course, when you're taking your synthesizer somewhere, you need a safe way of transporting it. And if you're going to be flying on airplanes especially, you need something that's actually going to be able to stand up to the people who are going to be handling the bags on the ramp. And they aren't always very gentle. It does pay to actually get a quality keyboard case. And here's my Sweetwater candy. 2 bags, thank you, Sweetwater. And then there's my Sweetwater sticker. Add to the collection. So for that reason, I decided to go with a Gator case. These are incredibly strong, resilient cases. This is the 61 key TSA case. It has TSA compliant locks on here, 2 of those, and then 4 latches. One thing to consider is that anytime you check something over 50 pounds, you're going to pay a fortune. So I made sure that my Phantom 06 and this case together and the ancillary equipment does not exceed that 50-pound limit. So here we are. Here's the Gator 61 key TSA case. So this case is nice in that it's easily adjustable to all kinds of different sizes of synthesizers. And the reason for that is because there are these Velcro pads in here that hold down your synthesizer, and you can adjust the width to fit. Now here's the keys. Put those aside. And then you also have these Velcro movable pieces up front that you can take off and move around so that whatever your synth size is, you can move those around and make it fit. So let me go grab my Phantom 06. Seeing as this is the synth that will be going in this case. So I won't have to move these, I don't think. That's a pretty solid, secure fit there. Let's see what we can do with these. And you can see we've got a bunch of different widths. So we've got a thicker one, and these all stick to each other, so they're kind of like Lego building blocks. So you've got a thicker one, a thinner one, and then you've got this one that you're going to want to have on top of the controls just to give it a nice soft support. So let's have a look and see what we would use for this. I think for this keyboard, it's probably going to be one thick one and one thin one, I'm guessing. Let's try and see how that works out. That seems to be pretty solid and secure. So let's try that on the other side as well. We'll take those thin ones off and we'll have one thick and then this other piece here. Let's have a look and see how that works. Yeah, that's pretty solid. And as you can see, it didn't move at all. Although obviously, for gravity, you're going to want to have it like this if you're going to be carrying it with this handle here. And it does give me a little bit extra room that I can use up here to fit power supplies and other things. I wonder if I could get some other foam blocks that I might put in the front here just to give it a little bit extra support in case it gets tossed off by one of the ramp people. So there's that case. Now I should talk about a couple of the other features. Obviously it does have the TSA locks there, so you can lock it up. It does have a set of wheels on the bottom here, along with the handle at the top, right here, which is spring-loaded, as you can see. So while you're walking through the airport, you can just tow it like this, and it's fairly easy to move around like that with the keyboard inside it. So that's my Gator TSA case that I ordered some time ago. It actually took a while. That's exactly what I'd hoped it would be. I will put a link to this in my description below. Now I did say I got a couple packages from Sweetwater. Here's the other one. And this one's probably just as important. More candy, of course. Another sticker for the collection. And we have a DI box. This is a passive DI box, so it does not require a power supply, which is something I definitely wanted to make sure I had, because I didn't want to be dependent on batteries, and I also didn't want to be dependent on a power supply in a country that might not have the same power supply as we use here. It is a passive DI box, has several different features. One of the things I did like is it has these little protective aluminum bits here at the end that protects these switches. You can see there's switches on both sides. So the inputs are standard 1/4 inch TR or TRS on here. If you need to feed this through to an amplifier or effects or whatever else, you can actually get the output. So you just feed it from here to here and then somewhere else. And this just works as a tap. You can, if you have a signal that's way too hot, you can either have it at 0 dB, which is basically what you send it is what you get, or you can knock it down by 15 dB if you're, for instance, sending it to a microphone input and you have line level output. On the other side is the business end, and this is where we are going to plug into the stage box or the front of house box or whatever it is that we're sending the signal to, basically the mixer. If we end up with a ground loop, which means we have hum because of a ground differential between this side and this side, we can just click the switch that disconnects the ground between these two sides, and now all you have is just a transformer connecting the input to the output, and as a result, no more hum. All right, so let's give this a try. Here I've got the DI box right here. We can see all the inputs and outputs. I'm gonna put a 0 pad, so we're just gonna be sending the same output level as we're putting in. And these are cables coming from my Phantom O. These are TRS. The Phantom does have balanced outputs, but it could be TS if we wanted. So we're gonna plug those into there, just like that. And let me grab these two cables here. These are running to my mixer. And we'll just plug those in. Now if I go over and play the Phantom, so now I can actually play through the box, and I can definitely hear it. If I switch the pads to -15, it's probably going to be very quiet. Yeah, I can hear it, but just barely. But if we were running into a board that was expecting microphone level inputs, that would help us out there. So that's it. That's all it does. If we click the ground lift, if there was a ground loop, that would fix the problem. This will help anytime I am walking into a place and I have to hook up. I want to make sure that I don't damage their equipment doesn't damage my synth. Basically, this is just like a protection box. It electrically disconnects this from this. There's no actual physical connection between the two. It's a transformer. So the signal comes in here, goes through a transformer, gets changed into magnetism, which induces current in the other coil, which comes out here. So it's physically separate, and you get the correct impedance change from here to here, for which I'm not even going to try and get into on this video. To summarize, why did I pick that Gator case over others? I actually did quite a bit of shopping around. I read a lot of reviews, and it seemed like there were other cases in a similar weight range that had good reviews, but none of them had the universally great reviews of the Gator TSA case. There was quite a few that were probably within the price range and might be a bit stronger, but they were way, way too heavy and would have knocked me above that 50-pound weight limit, along with even the lightweight Phantom 06 inside. The one thing I didn't talk about is that I will be hiding a tracking device inside that case, because if it walks away, I would like to know where it is so that I could have a chance of getting it back. With that in mind, that's the same reason why I did not buy a $300 radial DI. That DI box that I got is a Mackie DI. It was under $100. I'll put a link to it in the description. It has good reviews, no problems with it. And if it walks away, I'm not going to be hurting like I would be if it was a radial DI box that I spent $300 on. Overall, I'm happy with what I've got. I think I'm pretty much ready to go. A couple other things that I'm going to bring: I need to get a second power supply for the Roland Phantom 06 because it has a wallboard power supply with one of these stupid coaxial plugs on it. They can break. Somebody trips over it and it's broken, it's dead. So I have a second one of those on order. I have had it on order for over a month. Roland seems to be back ordered on those. If I can't get one of those, I will just buy an aftermarket one. I wanted to get an actual real Roland one, but so be it. The other thing I will bring is 1/4-inch cables, because you don't know if the venue is going to have some. So as long as I have 1/4-inch cables that go from the Phantom to the DI box, I know I'm good. I'm not going to bring XLR. I'll trust that the venue has XLR to plug into my DI box. And it was actually a surprise to me when I was doing research on the cases that Claudia over at Dr. Mix actually bought the exact same case to haul his Modi X6 around the world in. So kind of funny that he and I both came to the same conclusion that that's the case we wanted to use. All right, that's it. That's all I have for this edition of Scott's Synth Stuff. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them in the comments section below. Even if it just takes 10 seconds to click like and say, hey, I like the video, it really helps out when you do that. It causes the YouTube algorithm to start showing my videos to other people who are also interested in synthesizers. And of course, if you do like what you saw here, click subscribe, and the next time I post a video, you get notified. All right, thanks for watching.